Hi and welcome to module number 2. In this module we will be discussing anything related to academics here at SFA. So to start off, let's look at a couple of things that are really important. First off is participation. In some classes you are expected to be involved in the discussion, so discussions might be important. Also, participation may be included in your grade, so plan to ask questions or make any comments at least once a week. Next thing is the syllabus. This is basically the outline of the course objectives. This can include due dates for assignments and more, so be able to keep up with it and read it carefully. A lot of your answers pertaining to the class will be in that syllabus. Next off is absences. Be sure to go to your class on time and notify your teacher ahead of time if you will be absent. Also, the health clinic can give you a note after you have seen the doctor to report that absence. And the thing is, the student rights and responsibilities, you can put out an absence notification. It is not an excuse, but it is out of courtesy to send that absence to all of your professors. And lastly is grading here at SFA. So the grades are based on a 4.0 scale, and it is the GPA or grade point average. So a 4.0 is equivalent to an A, which is excellent. A 3.0 is equivalent to a B, which is good. A 2.0 is equivalent to a C, which is average. A 1.0 is equivalent to a D, and that is a poor grade point average. And a 0 is equal to an F, which is also failing. Now for some habits to be able to succeed academically. Number 1 is be sure to go to class, be sure to attend class, and be on time. Number 2 is talk to your professors and participate with them, that's how you're going to build that connection and be able to get to know them more. Number 3 is be sure to make a study schedule and have some time outside of class to study and prepare for either assignments or exams. Number 4 is to also be sure to make time for yourself. Your mental health is important, so be able to have that in your schedule. Number 5 is get to know other students in your class. Make friends, talk to them, have study groups. And that's going to go into number 6, go to study sessions either with friends or study sessions that the class may have. And then the last one is go to the library or the ARC. The ARC, they do have tutors that you can go to, and they also have study sessions in the library. Now for academic honesty. So all students are expected to do their own work. So if you are caught cheating in any way, you will be penalized. So we just wanted to put some good guidelines for doing your own work. So first off, not copy from someone else's homework or test. Do not buy an essay from another student or from the internet. Do not copy work directly from the internet. And if you do use someone else's work, be sure to give them credit. And an example of this is using a citation that shows that you are using words of another person. Now let's go more in depth with the GPAs or grade point averages. So to be in good academic standing or have a green light, that requires you to maintain a minimum overall grade of 2.0 if you're an undergraduate student, or 3.0 if you're a graduate student. Now once you start to get lower than that, you enter the probation. So a student is placed on academic probation after the first regular semester in which the cumulative GPA falls below a 2.0. Students on academic probation whose semester GPA is 2.0 or higher will be allowed to continue on academic probation until the cumulative GPA is 2.0 or higher. Academic probation will continue until the student achieves good standing or is placed on academic suspension. Of course, this will vary with graduate programs, so graduate students should check with their academic program. Continuing on from the previous slide, once you get past the probation stage, you get into the suspension, and that is the red light. This is a student on academic probation will be placed on academic suspension if the student's semester GPA falls below a 2.0. So just to reinstate, a student on academic suspension may be allowed to continue in the university through any of the following procedures. The first one is meeting the conditions established by the student's college dean, or being reinstated on academic probation automatically after one regular semester's absence from the university. And something important to note is, as an international student, if you're not enrolled in classes, you cannot stay in the US. You must go home or transfer to another university. If you choose to go home, you may need to apply for reinstatement of your student visa status. Now let's take a look at the library and the Academic Assistance and Resource Center, also known as the ARC. So the student library is generally open from 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. and there are earlier closing times on Friday and Saturday. The library does have a group study rooms that you can reserve, as well as 130 computers for you to use. On the first floor of the student library, that is where the ARC is located, and that is a peer tutoring center where you will be tutored by fellow students. Just remember that the ARC is a free service for all SFA students. They have weekly tutoring, they have walk-in tables, they have supplemental instructions groups known as SI, and they also have a Jumpstart, which is a program to get assessments with tutors to get a plan for yourself. We also want to include disability services. So disability services is committed to providing equal opportunities in higher education to academically qualified students with disabilities who demonstrate a reasonable expectation of college success. These may be academic or housing accommodations. You can apply for these services in room 325 in the Human Services building, and services are available that include, but are not limited to, recording textbooks not available on tape, arranging for special testing accommodations, assistance in accessing adaptive computer equipment, and volunteers who read and take notes for you. So a class that I want to include was SFA 1101. It is a 1-hour credit class that you take a semester, and it's 2 class hours per week with an instructor and a student instructor as well. It is proven to raise GPA and college retention, so new undergrad students should consider this course because it could make the difference between success and failure at SFA. And some topics that this class includes are academic integrity, campus and community service opportunities and obligations, college classroom learning strategies, overview of university resources, personal survival skills, things like time management and money management, also some SFA history, SFA traditions, some SFA pride, and working successfully with peers, faculty, and staff. And now this will be the end of module number 2, academics at SFA.